Here we have another video from Meenan Transmission. Two locations, one in Willow Grove, one in Lansdale. We can be reached at MeenanTransmissions.com. Transmission we're talking about today actually is out of a 2002 Toyota RAV4. It is a U140 transaxle. This transaxle basically has several designations. You can see here U140, U240, 241, 250. All of them have a very similar architecture, just maybe slightly different in terms of clutch count, things of that nature. So transmission came in, had a pretty significant tie-up on the shift, had some noise coming from it. So we did drop the pan. Saw that there was some material on the magnet, but it certainly didn't look like it was blown up. When we disassembled the transmission, it was pretty apparent that we had some issues. Here we have the direct clutches, or third gear clutches. You can see how this definitely had some slippage. These markings indicate on the steels that there was a slippage. That slippage also could have been created because of the bind-up condition. So that's pretty apparent. Here's where the direct clutch is in the transmission. That is actually in the back end of the unit. There you can see the rear cover, so you can get an assessment of its orientation. Here's a thrust bearing that goes between it and the rear cover. Another issue that we saw, potentially related to the tie-up condition, this is the planet set, and this planet set, this output planet set, you can see these pinions are rocking. Many times when these come in, they come in with this planetary assembly blown up, and it's blown up because people continue to drive it even with the noise, and as a result the damage is far more significant. Here we have a hub assembly. This hub assembly, you can see, is pounded out. It could be some correlation because of the tie-up condition. You can see from the thickness of the material, it's not very robust, so if it continuously is getting shifts that are incorrect, it will just continue to pound it out. And it also, you can see the surface area of these clutches. I have actually seen clutches on motorcycles with more surface area. So once this transmission is rebuilt, you should have a quality operation. Want to make sure that all the control variables, including the vehicle computer, are all functioning correctly. These transmissions did have some computer-related problems. Actually, there was a TSP issued by Toyota about that, where they would replace or reflash the powertrain control module because the timing and sequencing of the solenoids was not correct, and you would have the third gear clutch coming on before the second gear clutch was released. So in addition, there are some modifications we can do to the valve body that'll change the lockup characteristics, some of the shift characteristics, to try to make this transmission not just work again, but work better than it did from the factory. This transmission from Toyota is over $3,400, so even with all the parts and the updates installed, we should be able to save a pretty significant amount of money compared to a remanufactured transmission.